My name is S. Ashok Kumar. Welcome to my channel. Now this video I am going to start explanation about the enzymes. In the last video, up to the last video, I explained about the proteins. Now I am going to start the enzymes. So first I will define what are enzymes. Enzymes are organic catalysts. Organic catalyst mediates the biochemical reactions, mostly proteins, mostly heat sensitive and specific in action. Each and everything I will explain. What I said, enzymes are an organic catalyst. First you take. When you called catalyst, organic catalyst, organic catalyst you can call it as an enzyme. Organic means what? Biocatalyst. That is enzymes you can call it organic catalyst or a biocatalyst. When we called organic, definitely inorganic catalyst also there now. So inorganic catalyst normally we are calling as a catalyst. So these are the inorganic catalyst, organic catalyst. Basically catalyst function is the same. Increases the rate of reaction. Now take what is the fundamental difference between the inorganic and organic catalyst. For example, when you are taking Haber process for production of ammonia, after adding the substrates, we need to add iron as inorganic catalyst. After adding the iron, we need to maintain that reaction is about more than 500 degrees centigrade. Because at 500 degrees centigrade only, that iron mediates the production of ammonia. For example, instead of 500 degrees centigrade, if the reaction is maintaining only 250 degrees centigrade, definitely the product ammonia will not form. That means what you need to understand, whenever we are speaking about the particular inorganic catalyst, we have to speak about conditions also. Because at that particular condition, that particular inorganic catalyst mediates the production of particular product. But you take the enzymes or organic catalyst. For example, in our body, all enzymes are working at 37 degrees centigrade now. For example, if you take the psychrophiles, in psychrophiles, all enzymes are working at 0 degrees centigrade or lesser temperature now. For example, if you take thermophiles, all the enzymes of thermophiles are working at a high temperature now. That means what? All enzymes are work at physiological conditions of that particular organism. This is a working difference between the inorganic and the organic catalyst. The next one, enzymes are mostly protein. What it means, you know? 99% of enzymes are proteins. Instead of 99%, I can call it as a most. Most of enzymes are proteins, or 99% of the enzymes are protein. When I said 99% of the enzymes are protein, definitely there is a one exception. What is that exception? That is the RNA. RNA acts as an enzyme. That is called as a ribozyme. Important term. What is a ribozyme? Ribozyme means RNA with enzyme activity called ribozyme. What is the example for ribozyme? That is peptidyl transferase. Somewhere we heard this one. I said in the proteins. What is the peptidyl transferase will do? Peptidyl transferase is enzyme. Mediates the formation of peptide bond during protein synthesis. Now you can confirm peptidyl transferase enzyme now. But this peptidyl transferase in bacteria, that is a 23S rRNA. In eukaryote, this is in bacteria. In eukaryote, that is a 28S rRNA. This you should remember mostly in bacteria. So this is a peptidyl transferase enzyme, but it's not protein. That is a RNA. RNA with enzymatic activity called as a ribozyme. That is why what you need to remember. 99 are most of the enzymes are proteins except ribozyme. The next one, heat sensitive. What it mean, heat sensitive means if temperature, if a molecule, protein molecule increases the temperature more than 60 degrees centigrade. If the temperature increases, that high temperature, the molecule which undergo denaturation, if the protein molecule undergo denaturation at high temperature is called as a heat sensitive. What I am giving, most of the enzymes are heat sensitive only, except those enzymes associated with the thermophiles. As we know, what is the definition of thermophiles? The organism growing at a high temperature. Indirectly meaning what? The enzymes of thermophiles are not heat sensitive. They are heat stable. One of the best example for this one is a tag polymerase. Tag polymerase means this is a DNA polymerase extracting from Thermus aquaticus. This Thermus aquaticus is an example of thermophile. This tag DNA polymerase we are using in the PCR, polymerase chain reaction. In order to understand this PCR, I will explain the biotechnology. For example, instead of tag DNA polymerase, in our body cells DNA polymerase, if you extract, if you are using in PCR, automatically what happens? PCR is carrying at 90 degrees centigrade followed by 70 degrees centigrade. If our DNA polymerase used in PCR, that DNA polymerase easily undergo denaturation. That is why Kary Mullis extracted DNA polymerase from one thermophile, that is the Thermus aquaticus. This DNA polymerase is the heat stable. It will not undergo the denaturation due to the condition of the PCR. Important point. The next one, enzymes are specific in action. This I will explain very clearly. For example, consider this is an enzyme. Okay? Enzymes are nothing but proteins. Ribozyme is an exceptional case. Now consider this is an active site. This is the active site of enzyme. Now I am asking you, active site of enzyme due to which structure of protein? Immediately you can call it as a tertiary structure of the protein. The active sites of the enzyme due to tertiary structure of the protein. For example, around this enzyme, for example E, this is a what it called as a substrate A. Okay? This is the substrate B. Okay? This is the substrate C. This is the substrate D. Around this E enzyme, there are number of substrates are present. But even though this enzyme associated with the only B substrate. Why? Because the active site of the enzyme, particular enzyme, the molecular shape of the particular substrate is exactly complement with each other, exactly opposite with each other. Because of that reason, what happened? This particular enzyme combines with only substrate B. For example, B substrate convert to C mediated by enzyme E. That means E enzyme combines with only substrate B. Then after combining, enzyme E converting the B substrate into C product by one biochemical reaction. By one biochemical reaction is called as a specific. Remember, the specificity of the enzymes due to molecular complementary between the active site of the enzyme with molecular shape of the substrate. Because of the complementarity, what is happening? Between the specific enzyme and specific substrate, there is affinity is present. Because of the complementarity, affinity is present. Because of that affinity, particular enzyme combines with a particular substrate, then mediating the particular biochemical reaction is called as a specific. This is the definition of the enzyme. Definition of enzymes. Now I am going to explain the concept of holoenzyme. So actually what is a holoenzyme? holoenzyme is a compound form of enzyme. It's not one subunit. It is a compound form of enzyme, can mediate one biochemical reaction. That form is called as a holoenzyme or functional enzyme. This holoenzyme consists of two parts. One is a protein part. Protein part is also called as a apoenzyme. Non-protein part is also called as a cofactor. These apoenzyme and cofactor together forms the holoenzyme. These apoenzyme and cofactor both are absolutely need to carry the biochemical reaction. Among these two, we are giving major importance to the apoenzyme, that is the protein part. Why, you know? For example, if you consider this one is a apoenzyme, that is a protein part. This protein part only, the active site is present. To the active site only the substrate come and bind. That is why, because the apoenzyme is only associated with the active site, we are giving the more preference to the protein part. Okay? So, for example, now this concept is mainly focused on the non-protein part, that is a cofactor. Actually, the cofactors are of three types. One is called as a prosthetic group. Prosthetic group. The second one, coenzyme. The next one is metal ion. I will tell the small difference, you can understand very easily. Cofactors are of three types. First, you take the prosthetic group. These prosthetic group and coenzyme both are organic. Okay? What is the difference between the prosthetic group and coenzyme? You know, prosthetic group are the organic cofactors covalently associated with the apoenzyme. What you need to understand? This protein part or apoenzyme, prosthetic group, never dissociated from each other. Whether this apoenzyme carries a reaction or not, it is irrespective. This prosthetic group is always covalently, irreversibly, tightly is associated with the apoenzyme. One good example for prosthetic group, you know, that is a heme. Heme is a prosthetic group of enzymes like catalases and peroxidases. These enzymes, catalases and peroxidases, these enzymes present in the peroxisome that already I discussed in the topic cell. So, heme is the prosthetic group of enzymes like catalases and peroxidases. Now come to take the coenzymes, important concept. These coenzymes also organic cofactors only, but these coenzymes are non-covalently associated with the apoenzyme. What it mean, you know? When this apoenzyme wants to carry a biochemical reaction, that time this apoenzyme associated with the coenzyme. Once the biochemical reaction is over, then apoenzyme separates from the coenzyme. That is why coenzymes also organic cofactor, non-covalently, loosely, reversibly associated with the apoenzyme. That is the difference. Here one important point is that these coenzymes, many coenzymes synthesizing from the vitamins. Means from the vitamins, many coenzymes are synthesized. I will give the example. For example, for the coenzymes, the best coenzyme is NAD+. This NAD+ coenzyme synthesizing from the vitamin niacin. That is a vitamin B3. Okay, that is why it is a nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. For example, NAD or NADP. These two coenzymes are synthesizing from vitamin niacin. For example, one more, FMN, FAD. This is you can hear very frequently in the Krebs cycle. This FAD synthesizing from the vitamin riboflavin. That is a vitamin B2. Okay, you're understanding. For example, one more is a TPP, thiamine pyrophosphate. That is a synthesizing from vitamin thiamine. What is a thiamine? That is a vitamin B1. So these two, remember, they are very important for our topic. Here, that is why I said many of the coenzymes are synthesizing from the vitamins. The next comes to the metal ion. These metal ion, what is the difference between the metal ion and prosthetic group and coenzyme? Metal ions are inorganic. Plus, like a prosthetic group, metal ions are covalently associated with the EPO enzyme. That means these metal ions will not separate from the EPO enzyme. Only difference is metal ions are inorganic. Examples for metal ion, that is a zinc. Zinc is a metal ion for the enzymes like carbonic anhydrase. Carbonic anhydrase. Very important enzyme. This enzyme you can see in the body fluids and circulation. When the time comes, I will explain. Then carboxypeptidase. This carboxypeptidase is a digestive proteolytic enzyme. Next one, alcohol dehydrogenase, etc. These enzymes require zinc for their function. For example, one more is a magnesium. Magnesium is one of the most typical metal ion required for the enzymes like kinases. This you can, I will explain the concept respiration plant, that time you can easily understand. Kinases, hexokinase, glucokinase, pyruvate kinase, all kinases enzyme requires a metal ion, that is a magnesium. The next one, iron. Iron is required for enzymes like nitrogenase. Nitrogenase is enzyme mediates the nitrogen fixation. The next one, different types of cytochromes. Cytochromes containing the iron as a metal ion. The next one, copper, Cu+2. This required by plastocyanin. As we know, this plastocyanin involved in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. This plastocyanin responsible for carrying the electrons from one photosystem to the another photosystem. Along with that one, certain cytochrome like cytochrome oxidase requires a metal ion is a copper. That is why what you need to remember. Cytochromes containing the two metal ions, two probable metal ions. One is the iron, another one is a copper. Why? Because these two, iron and copper, only readily undergo redox reaction. That is a peculiar. That is why they are part of the cytochromes. One more I am writing, that is a molybdenum. Molybdenum is a part of enzyme nitrogenase. Now I am asking you, what are the metal ions present in the nitrogenase? That is the iron and molybdenum. One more I am writing, that is a manganese. Manganese is required by a very important enzyme, that is the arginase. This arginase is enzyme involved in the production of ammonia, that is the urea cycle. This enzyme is involving. So these are the different types of metal ions required for the enzyme. Metal ion is the most common cofactor required by the enzyme. Most of the enzymes require the metal ion as a cofactor. For the NEET exam point of view, you have to remember the zinc because it is there in the NCERT. So zinc is required for the enzymes like a carbonic anhydrase. When the time comes, I will tell you. Carboxypeptidase, alcohol dehydrogenase, etc. So this is the concept of components of the holoenzyme. Till now I said about the definition of the enzyme and the components of the holoenzyme. Till now, if you understand the concept, you can like and share to your friends. Subscribe our channel. If you have any doubts in the topic biomolecules, you can comment below. Definitely I will respond to your questions. Thank you.